WRPB and WRPB Studios. So every so often, someone brings something to the studio that I've like never seen before. And we're very pet friendly here. We've had dogs, and um, I think it was last week we had a veil chameleon and a ball python, um, and that was kind of cool. But this little guest, which we'll get introduced in a little bit, okay, is I I relate because he's old like me. With me is Jeanette, and you're with my Fiesta Ferry, and it's
Hmm.
basically you rescue animals and kind of like a petting zoo,
Right.
educational type
Hmm.
thing.
That's correct.
Okay, so my question is, why?
Why? Oh, because this is something that I feel like I was born to do. Um, I've always been that person. Well, as a child, instead of being like, oh, I want to be a dentist when I grow up, or I want to be a school teacher, I was always that person that said, hey, I'm gonna grow up, have a farm, and rescue animals, or just own animals. A lot of them were given to us because their previous owners could no longer take care of them, and it's been hard, a learning process. I've had a lot of help, emotional, a lot of emotional help, um, physical, mental help, because it's a lot.
Oh
But
yeah.
but it's so rewarding. Oh my gosh, I cannot explain how rewarding it is. Especially, I have a lot of fellow farmers who I've been able to call and I ask, hey, I need your help. Just last week, I was able to talk to Marianne from Eastside Acres Farm. She's amazing. She was able to give me some tips on how to care for an alpaca because a lot of vets here are not really familiar, but that's okay because it's not every day you see an alpaca,
Well, how
right?
did you get your hands on an alpaca? That becomes the
Yes,
question.
yes.
Okay, yeah,
So,
taking care of
uh-huh.
it's one thing,
Yeah,
but you have to get
yeah.
one, and
I know.
why would?
I know, but I
Okay,
couldn't say no.
but
They
okay,
mhm.
how did it come about?
They needed a new home. They needed a new home, a new
Was it like the
owner.
alpaca family, and they said we're putting up one for adoption? I mean,
Well, it was actually a couple. It was male and female. We're not too sure their age, but our guess was they're about 7 to 8 years. We still have the female, but unfortunately, our male passed away because we were battling anemia with him. He had parasites, and again, we were trying to, reach to see who
can
was able
help.
to help us. I even had to join, there's a thing called the Alpaca Association of America. I had to, yes, it's a thing. I had to join that. I was able to, get some help too. But
So
I
now you
mean,
have an alpaca.
I just have one female alpaca, and we're
Okay,
looking for a friend. Yeah.
well, it's a
Hmm.
start.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yes, that's somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you were living down south.
Right.
Now you moved up here,
Hmm.
and though some people will call us South Florida,
Hmm.
it's really not. We're really almost more central
Right.
at this point in time, and you can do almost anything if you do it a little west of the city. Okay,
Hmm.
so you have a couple acres.
Right.
You deal with all kinds of animals.
Right.
So my next question is the one that I always ask when people have animals: have you gotten bitten?
I haven't, and I'm being completely honest. I haven't gotten bitten. I think when as I was a child, my dogs would bite me, but none of my
Okay,
animals.
did your husband get bitten?
Oh gosh.
Well, and the reason being is because
Yeah.
my my
Hmm.
ex-wife, she would bring home a bunch of animals, and
Hmm.
she was a vet tech,
Hmm.
and she brought home birds.
Right.
Every animal she brought home would bite me.
Really?
If I brought it home, it's fine. But if
Hmm.
she brought it home, it would bite me.
Oh my
She
gosh.
brought home, um, we rescued a bird.
Hmm.
So it was on her shoulders for the ride. My brother was driving, and we were in the back seat. The bird decides to walk across the back windshield, bite me, and then run back to her.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
And then she had this military macaw,
Hmm.
and somehow it found its way out of the cage, and it chased me through the house.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had a million animals,
Hmm.
and you know, they bring this calmness.
Yeah.
Okay, like this guy here, he's just like a pleasure
I know.
because he just wants to lay down
That's
and
it. Living his retired life. That's it.
right.
He's retired.
Okay,
Hmm.
and now and he's in Florida. And he's not even playing
Yeah.
golf. But okay, so how many animals do you have now?
I've honestly, I've lost count.
Really?
I've lost count. We currently have two female goats that are currently pregnant, but they
Right.
they
I have an issue with that. You have two female goats that are pregnant.
mhm.
You must have more goats than just those
I
two females,
do.
because they just
I
didn't get
do.
pregnant on their
I
own.
do.
Just saying.
Yeah, but it's just it's so much. I have a lot, but I know the thing is that so I lost count, but I know okay, everybody's when I give them breakfast in the morning, I have my dad also that helps me. God bless that man. I
Okay.
have him that helps me throughout the week. My parents are so good because if it wasn't for them, again, mentally, emotionally, and physically, I need that help.
And it's usually a question I ask.
Yeah.
You can't. First of all, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an entrepreneur with a brick and mortar, and your
Mm-hmm.
brick and mortar is your farm,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're even more crazy. And if you're in the food industry and an entrepreneur, forget it.
Yeah.
You're super crazy. But I always ask. Oh, I
Take away,
think
Papa.
success in any kind of business as an entrepreneur is the ability to have support.
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get much support, but I was very lucky that I managed to be stubborn and want to do what I wanted to do, no matter at what cost.
Right.
And sometimes if you stick it out, it works.
Exactly.
And I was very lucky that way. You guys are in like the infancy of what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and you still have a ton of animals.
Right.
Okay, so what are so you have an alpaca, you have goats.
We have goats. We have lambs. We have three actually, and they're lambs because they're under a year old.
Uh huh.
So we have a male, two females that they. I'm not sure what happened to mom. My husband and I have an idea, but we think that mom was sold, and so we went to go pick them up in Miami.
Hmm.
Basically, we've been bottle feeding them since we got them. So I had the lambs. I had a Jersey bull, also bottle feeding him, and then I have my own human child, baby, also bottle feeding. So it's
Wow.
it's hard, but the
Okay.
support.
Do you now? What is this?
So this is a bantam chicken. They don't grow anymore. This is the breed is bantam. This is their size, lifespan. Like I've said before, about 5 to 8 years. Hey Hey, my daughter's named him Hey Hey because of the movie Moana. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that Disney movie.
No, my kids. Oh, your age.
So
Those days are gone.
so a lot of the kids, whenever we've taken him to the petting zoos or like to school events or markets, a lot of the kids they'll say, "Oh my gosh, his name is Hey Hey, like the movie Moana." And I said, "Yes, that's Hey Hey." And the reason is because he kind of acts like that little cartoon. Yeah, he's
Okay.
kind of silly, he's kind of goofy, and he would act like it, but now he's just living his best life.
This is a pleasure to have him
Yes.
on because he makes
Mhm.
this little cooing noise.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Mhm.
but he's not like running or trying to get away or
Mhm.
whatever. So, and we were talking about his nails.
Yeah.
He doesn't stick them into you.
Nope.
Okay.
Or the kids either. And the kids would have a lot of pictures actually that the kids have him on their shoulders
Right.
or on their head.
Uh-huh.
And he'll just stay there. And then once he's ready to come off, he'll kind of flap his wings, and that's it. That's when we know we need to pick him up and remove him from the kids.
Okay, so now my next question is, do you also have like reptiles too?
Not yet.
Oh,
Long time ago, my nephew was given a chameleon. I've never seen a chameleon. None of us have ever dealt with a chameleon before. We didn't even know,
because they're not down south; they're kind of north.
Right. So we were like, 101, how to take care of a chameleon, 101, right?
They're
That-
brutally hard to take care
oh
of.
my gosh, so hard.
One of the toughest
So-
reptiles, right? One of the toughest reptiles. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to,
Angel is like he's into conservation, so I ask him those questions.
so yeah, we had to ask questions too. But he lived for a while with us, and unfortunately, yeah,
And that's-
temperature.
I hate to say it, but that's the problem with pets.
Yeah,
They're gonna pass.
I know.
That's the
And
problem with
that's
people.
that's the hard
We're
part.
gonna pass.
That's the hard part of like trying
Right.
to accept it as a as a farmer, as a petting zoo owner, as someone who just wants to like bring everybody in and save them. That's the hard, and I've been able to learn it. Learn to accept that hey, it's not your fault. It happens.
Right.
But I mean, again, support group. The support group that I've had, my parents, my husband, God bless them, my kids, they come to with us to a lot of the events because I want them to. Whenever we do events, I want my kids to be a part of it because I want other kids around there to say, "Hey, look, there's a little girl in there. I feel comfortable going in there because there's a child in there holding a chicken and she's not freaking out." So,
That's a good way to think of it. I thought of it as I'm gonna have my kids come because when they get old enough, they're gonna be helping. They need to know. They're going to be helping.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I just want everyone to feel comfortable and also, show the kids because the younger generation, oh my gosh, they need the animal so much. I
Of
feel like
course.
they need the
So did the
animal.
older generation.
I was just gonna say that. We actually went to a preschool center recently, about couple months back, actually. And right next to the preschool center, there was an adult daycare center. And one of the caregivers came out and asked, hey, is it okay we bring some of our high functioning Alzheimer patients to see the animals? And I was like, are you kidding me? Bring them all, please.
Right.
And for one moment, as they were coming out, that generation, a lot of them grew up on a farm. So for one moment, they remembered who they were. And it was the most magical thing because they were telling me that, I used to have this kind of animal. And when I was growing up, my dad would wake us up in the morning to go, collect eggs or, go milk our cow. And that, for one moment, they remembered who they were. And even the caregivers were impressed about it because it's like, hey, you brought them back their memory.
Right.
So that was
Animals
just
do
magic.
amazing things.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I sit on the board of a charity called Horses and Heroes.
Mhm.
And what they do is they take first responders and PTSD military to the farm
Mhm.
and they connect with the horse.
Oh my God,
They
that's
don't
beautiful.
ride. And horses seem to have that ability to connect with
Yes.
humans.
Yes, they do.
A very strong
Mhm.
connection. So I get it because animals seem to bring out the best of us. Okay,
Mhm.
and what I think most people don't understand is that animals, most animals, attack because we either taken away their homes
Right.
or they're afraid that we're going to attack them.
Right.
Okay, so but when you can have a pet, whether it be um, a boa constrictor, which was what was brought in here, and he was like super calm, and he was like nothing. There was no for me who now I'm not fond of snakes.
Mhm.
He was like, yeah, the the snake. He said like, I got it. You can hold me. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
and it was very cool to do something different or something that is not in my wheelhouse,
Right.
like snakes. The chameleon was good for me because I had lizards, tons of different lizards.
Mhm.
But I go to the fair every so often, and in the fair they have the chickens, and then they get awards
Right.
for
Mhm.
different. But he's like, I don't remember seeing one that's that small,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say, are they house pets?
Some people have them as house pets. I don't. I have him, living, like I said, his best life, his best retired life, right? I don't have him. Some people even have piglets as house pets. I have a potbelly pig.
Okay,
Um, he has been with us. He's gone to a lot of the markets, but he's already a bigger size, so he's kind of hard to lift and put on the or even just
and they're not
take.
happy when you lift them.
I just let him be. I want him to
Okay.
just be happy. If once you come to the farm, then you can kind of pet. He loves belly rubs, so you can give him all
Okay.
the belly rubs. But I've never been able to house train one of my animals. I
I
can't.
had a I had a pottery pig in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, Sadie lady,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what you did to coop her up,
Uh huh.
I'd get a call at work. Sadie lady is in the middle of the street.
Oh my
She
God.
always found a ways
Yeah.
to get out,
Yep.
and then you put a blanket in for her, and she always covered herself up. Very
That's
very
adorable.
smart. Yeah, really
They're
really
very
smart.
smart. They are
Yeah,
very smart.
I I had a miniature goat
Mm-hmm.
living in my house. Okay,
Wow.
I got him for my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I had a raccoon, which I rescued, but
Oh, that's adorable.
I yeah, but they meant to be in the wild,
Right.
okay? And I don't think it's fair. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think it was fair. I had to save the life, but
Right.
I don't think it was fair. So when I finally released him, he was like 6 months old. He would come back almost every day, back to the, and I lived in an apartment at the time. He'd come back to the railing of the stairs, and then he'd go away. And then he'd
Oh.
come back. And he did that for about 4 months till
Yeah.
he'd come back. But there's something about animals, especially if you treat them right.
Right.
And they'll know if you're good or not good.
Mm-hmm.
They have that instinct to know
Yep.
if you're good or not good. I have two cats, and they're a handful and an experience, but there's a calmness about
Yes.
pets.
There is.
What's the future for you guys?
The future is, my husband and I always talk about this all the time. Hopefully, having more acres, being able to have more acres, just so we can continue.
Is there space by you to get more acres?
There was someone bought the land right next to us, and then they were trying to offer buying our land. We're like, no, because where are we gonna? It's not us. It's just our family, our farm family.
Right.
Well, we don't just want to take that away from them, and so the answer is no.
So now the scenario is if you're looking
Mhm.
for more acres, you're going to eventually look to move to
Yeah.
a farm.
That's the plan in the future.
Well, whatever it is, it's already in process
Yeah.
because you're already acquiring and saving
Hmm.
and rescuing a whole bunch of animals.
Right.
I think we were talking, and I think you said that it's very hard because you have to turn away some now because there's only so much you can
It's
do,
only so much. Right.
and then you not. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't benefit them if you bring too many.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes we don't know, and I understand this. When I say yes, it's a commitment, it's a responsibility, and I'm basically their, caretaker, and I have to make sure that I give them the life that they need. I take them to the vet. That's on me. It's on us, right? That we take care of them the right way. I don't just want to say, yeah, sure, no problem, and then disappoint. I can't see myself doing that.
I hear you.
Hmm.
Okay. How do people connect with you? You have a website,
We do.
which is
MyFiestaFairy.com.
where'd you come up with that name?
It's my Fiesta Fairy. It's because the idea was for everyone to come out to us. You know, my husband calls me like the fairy because I'm always rescuing animals and I'm like the animal whisperer and I'm always like, oh yeah, I'll take you in, I'll take you in. And so the fairy of four peers, right? My Fiesta is because we love, when we were growing up in Miami, a lot of, like, in every little corner there was like these small little farms where you can do a party or any event, and then the people would connect with the animals at the same time. So you were basically throwing a fiesta at a farm, but then the animals were part of it too. That's an idea that we have there too, but it's going to be a little bit more private. It's just once you go, that's your house, it's your home for 4 hours, 5 hours, as much time as you want to be there.
And I
That's
guess
why.
walking into your property, I heard, was very mystical.
The tree of life. Yes.
Okay.
We have this beautiful tree in front of our property. We call it the tree of life. And like I mentioned before, we stopped doing any projects in our home and on our land because we just focused on that tree. And my husband climbed the tree, started, building swings and throwing a rope over here, and just because we just wanted to see, we had a vision to see the kids, make memories under that tree and just swing their worries away and just like connect with the animals once they're there and just enjoy nature. Put down technology, put down your phone, you don't need that there. You're just gonna relax
You
and
can't be
just,
calling these animals
no, yeah, exactly.
with a phone. Okay, so because in my career,
Hmm.
I've always done the crazy and the different, so we're gonna, if possible, can I hold him?
Of course you can. You can hold Hey Hey. Come on, Hey Hey. Come on, puppy. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. He's probably dreaming. It's okay. All right, Papa.
Come on, baby.
This is Hey Hey. Okay, Papa. Here we go.
Hey, baby. So this is how small, and I don't know if you could hear him, but he has a lot to say when he's awake. You have a lot to say when you're awake? But he preferred to be sleeping,
Yeah.
I think. I think you prefer to be sleeping, but you really, those colors are just pretty
Yeah.
amazing. I really find that, and he's got some weight to him,
Yes. Hmm.
okay? He looks very small, but he's got some weight to him.
Yeah.
So you and I, we're both old. We both got some weight to us, to each other. So we're doing okay. So, and he's so, like, he'll fall asleep
Yeah.
on the thing, but he's like wide awake now.
Yeah.
He's like curious, who's holding me? All right, my Fiesta,
MyFiestaFairy.com.
and you have a phone number that you can call?
The phone number, the 305-926-3723. Now, it is 305 because I was born and raised in Miami, but we are here in Fort Pierce.
And people can call and make an appointment to come out?
They can call, they can ask me all the questions, and even if they want to come out and hold Hey Hey, they can definitely do that.
What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Okay, we're gonna give you back to Mama.
All right.
Um, you know, the one thing I have to say, and I've said it a million times, is you always need to use a professional. And obviously, over the time, you've become professional about certain animals, and you're learning to be a professional about others.
Yeah.
But for what you do, it really comes from the heart,
Oh my God, yes.
okay? Because it's hard to know every animal, and then all of a sudden an alpaca comes to you, and it's like, okay,
What do I do?
what do I do? But you know what? It's going to be better than what the alpaca is going to deal with if I don't
Right.
take them. Everybody, check out myfiesta.com,
My Fiesta Fairy. Yes.
and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you so much.